By the creating the completeness of your soul experience in physical form, we mean that part of your soul that's participating in the earth experience being able to fully integrate with you as the physical vessel, with you as the personality that is creating, driving, intending, and experiencing the integration of the other experiences of yourself. And as you start integrating these other experiences, we want to caution you that you don't decide ahead of time just exactly what it's going to be like. This is one of the biggest distractions you find. The distractions you find is that you expect it to be a certain way, or need it to be a certain way, or want it to be a certain way. And it's like you're choking the life out of the experience by demanding it be a certain way or show up to you in a certain way. Understand, please, that asking for it to be a certain way keeps it from happening, generates limitation, and forces the process to be very, very, very disjointed. Allowing yourself to experience fascination of the experience as it unfolds. Fascination of the experience as it unfolds, rather than insisting that it show itself in a certain way. That really is the barrier we see in a lot of you energetically, is you have an idea of either how it's gonna be or how it should be, and you're trying to make the expression of you match that. However, you're doing something that's never been done before, so how do you think your mind that's addicted to certainty is going to allow you to embrace something or dream of something as big as the clarity that we're expressing to you? Your mind cannot serve you well this way. So please do not fall for the little trap that says, I know how it's going to be, or I suspect I know how it's going to be. This is why Elohim is speaking to you so consistently about fascination and inviting you to feel fascinated by the moment, because only in the moment will what's really going to be the complete expression of you be able to be revealed. Only in the moment will be what is the complete expression of you revealed. Okay? So by expressing fascination, experiencing fascination, living in fascination in each moment, you're actually opening the doors to integration occurring. And not just integration occurring like, oh, I have a suspicion I had a lifetime in XYZ, but integration in the sense where you start to actually have the assets of those lifetimes come online. It will not work, as far as we can tell, it will not work that you decide how it's going to be and then pull that in. That's that thing we were trying to discuss with you last week about outcome. You can't have an outcome in mind and then try to reel it in. It won't work that way. At least we've never seen it work that way. And energetically, when we look at you, we see that ain't working. So what we're seeing to you is fascination in the moment expressed. Allows for integration, which again allows for emanation. It's almost like breathing in and out. Okay? Fascination, integration, emanation. Fascination, integration, emanation. Fascination in the moment opens the doors to receive integration. Integration then allows emanation of a new you. Emanation of a new you means you're creating your reality from a different perspective, paradigm, and from that different paradigm, you allow your external circumstances to, again, fascinate you by what they show. Okay, so you've had your talk about fascination, you've had your talk about integration, you've had your talk about emanation, and now what are we going to look at? Well, we want to look at the idea that during this process, it's very easy to slip into frustration. And so we need to look at frustration. And the Visionaries talked about the idea that you have this idea about how it's going to be, and it needs to be that way, and if it's not that way, and blah. But really what we're looking at is frustration and desire for change, desire for difference, desire for it to go along in a certain way, a certain path. And the need you have here is the need to allow yourself to experience frustration and then be fascinated by the frustration. Because frustration is showing you something. Frustration is informing you of the part of the journey you're on. Frustration is illuminated by resistance to the process. See, frustration comes from, I think it should be different than it is. So what happens to what is? That's out the window. Frustration is an indicator, just like pain in your body is an indicator. Frustration is an indicator of a blockage in the flow of your spiritual journey. It tells you other things too, but we're focusing in on your spiritual journey right now. So when you feel frustrated, the question is, where's the flow? Where's the flow? Where's the flow? Well, it might be easier to answer the question, where is the flow blocked? But what you're wanting to get to is, where is the flow? Because frustration is masking the flow that you could be experiencing. So as an opportunity arises and you find yourself wishing things were going faster or different or changed, the opportunity here is to say, okay, yes, I wish it were faster. Yes, I wish it were different. Yes, I wish I was experiencing my spiritual growth in a new way. Okay, fine. The truth of the matter is you're not. So while you're not, let's stay with I'm not and recognize that the frustration is the red flag that's indicating to me that I have a place where I'm in resistance to flow, or that I'm in trigger, or that I'm in preconceived notions, or that I'm in a place where I'm looking for outcome. The big deal thing that we want you guys to embrace, and the flow of fascination is a perfect way of talking about the March energies, and it's a way to get the conversation started about it. But part of what we want you to see is that thing that we were talking with Heidi about earlier, about the choice thing. The choice thing has come to a new level. And the idea that you are actually choosing your reactions is something that we want to like shake into your bodies. You're choosing your reactions. You're choosing your... It's like somehow we want to get you knowing that on a deeper level. And we're not quite sure what else to do at this point to help you with that. We think the Matriarch might have something up their sleeve, but the idea is the sense of choice has come into fruition in a way that it hasn't been in the past. I am choosing this experience, and I am fascinated by the experience I'm having. And what is it showing me? Where am I frustrated? Where do I wish it was different? You know, remember we've said in the past, the idea of I don't want anybody to know is the place where you really, that's a red flag. Like, I don't want anybody to know X, Y, Z, that's a red flag, because chances are you haven't addressed what's going on there. Mm-hmm. Well, the I don't want to look at it is kind of another version of that. I don't want to look at this. I don't want to know why it's happening. Is like your own personal version of I don't want anybody to know. I don't want me to know. Mm-hmm. So the idea of I don't want to look at this. I don't want to know why this is happening. I'm not going to take responsibility for it. Those are all big red flags now. So if something's happening, the first thing to say is, why is this happening? What is this teaching me? What is this showing me? What is the truth of me in this? How am I being changed by this occurring? What is this bringing up? Because it's all happening for you to have illumination. About what? We don't know. But until you're fascinated by what it could be showing you, enough to attend to the moment it's in, it's just passing you by, and you're missing out on the experience of it.